we're about to dive into a pretty incredible idea. The fact that you are not stuck with the brain you have. In this explainer, we're going to break down the science of how you can literally change your brain's structure and its function. I mean, you know that feeling, right? Where you feel completely trapped by the same bad habits, or you're just looping the same negative thoughts, or there are anxieties you just can't seem to shake. Well, what if I told you that entire feeling is based on a complete myth? The truth is, your brain is not set in stone, not even close. You actually have the power to reshape it, and we're about to show you exactly how. Okay, so first things first, we have to tackle this core belief that holds so many of us back, this idea that we are somehow a finished product. This myth pops up everywhere. It's that feeling of knowing you should stop doom scrolling, but you just can't, or wanting so badly to be optimistic, but you're just stuck in a cycle of negative self-talk. Or maybe you've tried to learn something new and just gave up, thinking, I'm just not wired for this. We think these limitations are permanent, but they're not. So if we're not stuck, what's the secret? Well, it's a built-in feature of your brain, and it's honestly one of the most exciting discoveries in modern science. It's called neuroplasticity, and yeah, it's a fancy word, but the idea is actually super simple. It means your brain is constantly changing, molding, and reorganizing itself your entire life based on what you think and what you do. So how does this actually work? Let's use an analogy to make it really clear. I want you to think of your brain as a dense, untamed forest. The very first time you have a new thought or try a new skill, it's like you're in that forest, hacking a trail through thick bushes with a machete. It's slow, it's difficult, it's really hard work. But if you walk that same trail the next day, it's a little bit easier, right? Do it every day for a week, and that trail becomes a clear, worn-down path. Keep it up, and eventually you've built a wide, paved, multi-lane highway that you can travel down almost automatically without even thinking. That highway is a habit. This brings us to probably the most famous phrase in all of neuroscience. Every single time you repeat a thought or an action, the brain cells, the neurons involved in that action, fire at the same time. And the more they fire together, the stronger their connection becomes. They literally wire together, making that pathway stronger. This is how all habits, both the good ones and the bad ones, are formed. And here's the best part. The flip side is also true. Your brain is incredibly efficient. So any of those old negative pathways that you stop using, well, they start to weaken. The old trails in the forest get overgrown with weeds and bushes. This means as you're busy building new positive highways, the old negative ones literally start to disappear. Okay, so we understand the what and the why. Theory time is over. Now for the how. Let's get our hands dirty with a practical 5-step toolkit for putting neuroplasticity to work for you. The first, and honestly the most critical ingredient, is all about where you choose to put your attention. See, just going through the motions isn't enough to really change your brain. But when you concentrate intensely on something, your brain releases a chemical called acetylcholine. Think of it like a spotlight or a chemical highlighter that shines down on the exact brain circuits you're using and basically tells your brain, hey, pay attention, this part is important, let's mark it for change. This is why just 20 minutes of really focused, distraction-free practice is way more powerful than an hour of kind of sort of paying attention. Okay, next up, our second tool is an incredible and maybe surprising brain booster. It's physical exercise. Yep, that's it. Aerobic activity, think a brisk walk, a run, a bike ride, is like pouring fertilizer on your neurons. It seriously ramps up the production of a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF for short. And I just love this quote because it perfectly explains what it does. BDNF helps your brain cells survive and grow, and it makes it way easier for them to form those new connections we've been talking about. It literally creates a more fertile environment inside your head for change to happen. Tool number 3 is a practice that can actively transform how you respond to pretty much everything in the world. We're talking about mindfulness. But look, this is not just about relaxation or chilling out. It is active brain training. It's like taking your brain to the gym. By simply observing your thoughts without getting swept away by them, you are physically remodeling your brain's emotional circuitry. So here's what's actually happening in there. You're calming down your amygdala. That's your brain's reactive fear center, or its little alarm system. And at the exact same time, you're strengthening your prefrontal cortex, which is the logical, thoughtful CEO of your brain. With practice, this shifts you from just mindlessly reacting to things to thoughtfully responding. It's a total game changer. So we've covered the physical and attentional foundations. The final 2 tools in our kit are all about consciously directing your thoughts to speed up that change. All right, tool number 4 is all about intentionally shaking things up to keep your brain on its toes. Your brain absolutely loves novelty. When you do something new or challenging, it forces your brain to snap out of autopilot mode and start building new connections. And this doesn't have to be some huge thing. It can be as simple as taking a different route to work, listening to a new type of music, or even trying to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. It just keeps your brain flexible and ready to learn. And that brings us to our final, powerful tool. This one targets your internal narrative directly. This is where you consciously challenge and replace those automatic negative thoughts. Remember, neurons that fire together wire together. And guess what? That goes for thoughts too. So by mentally rehearsing a positive outcome, by visualizing success, you are actually building the neural highway for that success before you even start. Here's a super simple way you can start doing this immediately. The next time you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, just stop and ask yourself this one question. Is this thought 100% true? Just asking the question interrupts that automatic pattern and opens the door for a new, more empowering perspective to come in. So let's pull all of this together. What does all of this mean for you? It means that old idea of having a fixed brain isn't just wrong, it's like a self-imposed prison. This is the ultimate takeaway. Your brain is not your destiny. It's your most powerful and adaptable tool. You have the ability to change, to grow, and to overcome the patterns that you thought were holding you back forever. You are the lead architect of your own mind. Every single day, with every action and every thought, you're either reinforcing an old, worn-out road, or you're paving a brand new one. The choice of which path to build and which path to let grow over is and always will be yours. So my question for you is, what new road will you start building today?